Hello, Akwaba to the Retani Sankofa channel. My name always Kofi. Today I'm bringing you an interview on the street, what Ghanaians think about African Americans culture. Before then, subscribe to the Retani Sankofa channel, love our video, share, and then also click the bell for more videos. Hello sir, you're live on the Retani Sankofa channel. Today I'm on the street asking Ghanaians about what they know about Black Americans culture. Tell me, what do you know about Black Americans culture?
Black Americans or African Americans, we call them normally. I don't know much about them, but I know, they are brothers and sisters. So mostly they take inspirations from some of our cultural practices in Africa here. Some time back, I had a couple of African American friends who were studying in Legon campus. They want to know more about African culture. So I was thinking that they don't have a culture on their own, and that is why, because they see us as their brothers and sisters, so they trace their cultural practice back to what West Africans and Africans at large are doing. So to be frank with you, if I tell you I know any culture about African Americans, then I'm going to lie to you understand? So let's see, maybe I'll read something about them and see. But I'm sure that they don't have any culture on their own. It is the one we do here as Africans. As Africans is what they are also practicing as their cultural festivals. Other than that, I don't see why they should be visiting us.
Okay, so tell me, are you aware of African Americans' history, cultural traditions, spiritual practices, and then beliefs?
I take this to be 3-in-1 question.
Yeah.
History, cultural practices, and spiritual practices. Well, with history, I read when I was in school that most of these African Americans are children and grandsons of Africans who were, shipped right from the coast of West Africa into the Americas. And their children are now the ones we see in the diaspora, namely America, London, Germany, etc., etc. And so that is something I know about them. Aside that, I don't know. But with cultural practices, I don't know. With spiritual practices or beliefs, no, I have no idea.
So let me ask you again, do you have concerns about Black Americans' cultural influence?
Well, I don't want to say I have any concern, but like I told you earlier on, I don't know much about their cultural practices. Well, I heard a lot of people talking about their style of dressing, the way they behave in the streets. We see their videos most of the time, fighting each other, naked in themselves, etc., etc. And people, talk much about them that, they are this type of people who are very rowdy, they cause confusion wherever they go, etc., etc. And so I am not happy about that. Frankly speaking, I'm not happy about that. And I'm not sure that what people are talking about them is true. Fine, maybe a few of them might be doing those things, but the large population of the African Americans I know will not be doing those things anyway. So that is what I can tell you about, their mode of dressing. I understand some colleagues, especially those from the Christian community and Islamic community, complain much about them. They love to wear earrings, etc. I mean, they are men, and their ladies also love to wear too skinny and short, dresses, etc.
All right, sir. Thank you for coming on the Retani Sankofa channel. Good evening, and you're welcome on the Retani Sankofa channel. My name is Kofi. Please introduce yourself to my viewers.
My name is Hamdia.
Very well.
From the northern part of Ghana.
Very well. Hamdia, welcome again to the Retani Sankofa channel. Please, I have just a few questions for you about the African Americans today. So my first question is, do you have or do you know about the African Americans culture?
I don't know much about their culture, but what I see on TV, it's like they follow the white man culture much more than what we are practicing at home here.
Great.
Example like the Halloween and those kind of things. We don't have it in Africa here, or do we?
No, probably. We have certain cultures that our ancestors lead, and then that is what we follow till now. Yeah. So again, my second question is, do you have concerns about African Americans' cultural influence?
I have certain concerns. Example, like the way they dress. You know, sometimes it depicts the Western world more than like the way we dress in Africa. Much more than the way we dress in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, does it have influence on Africans, we Ghanaians per se?
It has, because you know, a lot of people are used now open to the world through our phones, YouTube, WhatsApp and other things, and through our television stations that we normally watch. So a lot of, especially the youth, it has a lot of impact on the youth.
Great.
They want to dress like them, they want to talk like them, and then
like the Western life.
Like the Western life, yes.
That's great. So my final question will be, are you aware of the African Americans' history, cultural traditions, and then beliefs?
I don't know much about that, but the history, you know, I don't want to go into it. Like, it was demeaning, you know, what I learned, my small way, it was demeaning. You know, they send our people there, and then at the end of the day, they say bad things about Africa to them, to our own people, who are the African Americans today. The white people send them there by force. But as we sit now, most of the African Americans in Europe, in America, they don't know much about what really happened back home when their great-great-grandparents
some 400 years ago.
They feed them with those centuries of lies. They feed them, you know, negative news about Africa. So sometimes you see your brother, and your brother is hating princes from the north.
Wow.
Somebody can tell my sister in America, who was brought from the north. In the north, we have a slave market. That was where most of these people were sold. So I believe they are my sisters and my brothers. So at the end of the day, the white man who sent him there will tell him that your people never liked you. They never liked you. That's why they sold you to us. Meanwhile, it was false. They were sent under the dress of our chiefs, because they were having these powerful guns. Our sisters were not having those things. So they were afraid. So they normally give the people out under dress.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's the little knowledge that I know about it.
Very well. I am glad to, should I say, I am fortunate to speak with the princess from the northern region.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure to meet you.
Same
and
here.
then again, thank you so much for coming on the Returnees Sankofa channel.
I'll be very, very glad. And then they will be received like brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties.
Yes.
We all live happily together.
Certainly.
So they should start investing at home now.
Yes.
They should start investing. We have a president today who has opened a diaspora office in the office of the president.
Yeah.
They should visit the office. Then they will know much about Africa. They will know much about Ghana. And they will know that they have lovely family back home.
Very well. This is an invite from the princess from northern region. She said, come back home, come invest in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yes. Come home to the land of freedom.
Yes.
Thank you so much once again. Yeah, hello sir. You are right on the African Americans, the Returnees channel. So tell me, what do you know about the Black Africans or Black Americans culture?
Basically, the little I know about them is that they are so much interested in culture. For instance, when you go to the art center, the Elmina Castle, whenever I visit those places, I realize that the Black American or the African Americans, when they come down, they have so much interest. And then their way of, the way we Africans dress, the way we celebrate our festivals, these brothers of ours from the American culture also have so much interest in it.
Great. All right, sir. So tell me, are you aware of African Americans' history, cultural traditions, spiritual practices, and beliefs?
I think having visited Elmina Castle and read a little about slave trade, it is like naturally these brothers of ours in the outside world or the West, our black brothers who are in the West, naturally have a nature that shows they are truly from Africa. So once upon a time, I remember in the year of return, a lot of African American people came down to Ghana to, follow our history. I think that it is like the blood. They want to trace the lineage coming back from Africa, as the slave trade history tells us. Our ancestors, were pushed through the slavery, and then now they have their grandchildren who have become part of the Westerners. So naturally, they feel like coming back to trace their lineage in order, to fulfill the tradition of their ancestors.
So I have my last question to you. So tell me, do you have concerns about Black Americans' cultural influence?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I think they are coming back to Africa. In fact, generally, what I realize is that it brings socialization. We are able to socialize with them. And then it opens chance for us to involve in some businesses. For instance, when they see our African outfits, they fall for it so much that they patronize to buy certain materials and then sew it for their outfit. So I think that they are coming here is so much, interested, and some of us have the chance to socialize with them. And one thing I will be realistic is that I actually have love naturally for them. Yeah, for the African American people, especially they are women. Yeah, for instance, myself, I have interest in them, the TikTok ones,
Great. So thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on the.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
The Returnees
it's
channel.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
It's dynamic, so.
Oh, you said it's a little freedom over there.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of freedom over there in terms of what you guys can wear, where you go, your outings. But we're here due to the strictness of the African parents. We have to be a bit more. Conservative, than the Black Americans, yes.
So, one more question will do, I think.
Okay.
So, tell me, are you aware of African Americans' history, cultural traditions, spiritual practices, and then beliefs?
I would say that since you guys were Africans and then you had to go there, I believe that you guys still practice what we do over here, but I know a few Black Americans that are so enthused to be here because they get to enjoy the traditions but with being outside the country, there's a bit of a limitation.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not fully aware of your culture, but I believe that it stems from Africa, so I relate, but I don't know it in totality. Yeah.
Very well, and thank you for coming on the Returnees Sankofa channel.
Yeah.
My name once again, Kofi.
Yeah, and I'm Tina. And you can find me on Facebook.
Very
Tina
well.
and I'm now facing.
We'll check you up on Facebook. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, sir.
welcome to the Returnees Sankofa channel. So, tell me, what do you know about African Americans culture?
African American culture. Well, I have no idea of their culture. I mean, I have no friends, so no idea.
Oh, okay. So you mean you have no African American friend?
No.
So you don't know anything about their culture?
No.
Great. All right. So tell me, are you aware of African Americans' history, cultural traditions, spiritual practices, and then beliefs?
I don't have. No. Okay, what I know is they were not as free as today. Okay, some of the freedom they enjoy today were not. I mean, they were not as free as today. So that's the history I know. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So my last question to you: do you have any concerns about African Americans' cultural influence?
No, I don't.
Great. All right. So thank you for coming on the Returnees Sankofa channel.
You're welcome.
Hello, sir. You are live on the Returnees Sankofa channel. Please, I just want to ask you a few questions. So tell me, what do you know about African Americans' culture?
I don't have much as a concept about the African American culture. It's a little I know, like some of the Africans who live there, the way they behave and all that things. That's the only thing I know about it.
Great. So tell me again, are you aware of African Americans' history, cultural traditions, spiritual practices, and beliefs?
Okay, in Africa here, we believe more things, being spiritual and other things. But spiritual in Africa is reality.
Great. So tell me again, my last question though, do you have any concerns about Black Americans' cultural influence?
Yeah, it has a very big influence on we the Africans. The anytime the person is there and he comes home, whatever he does, we also want to copy it. That's one part of it. Like sometimes it's good. It might be good for us. Maybe sometimes it will also be bad to us.
Great. Thank you, and then thank you again for being on the Returnees Sankofa channel. Thank you. Hello, Mom. You are welcome on the Returnees Sankofa channel. My name is Kofi. Please introduce yourself to my viewers.
I'm Eunice and a Ghanaian.
Great. So today I have just a few questions for you about African Americans. So one, my first question is, do you know about the African Americans' culture?
Okay, so I don't really know much about their culture, but I think they have been following the white man's culture, example like the Halloween and other stuff. What I've been seeing on TV, I don't really know much about their culture.
Yeah, so, well, again, my second question is, do you have concerns about African Americans' cultural influence?
Well, I think, yeah, it has an influence on us, and the good one, of course, yeah, the good one. Now Ghanaians are copying the Western life, how they dress, how they talk, the slurring, how they sing, putting on tattoo, other stuff like braiding their hair, especially the men's like dreadlocks and all that. So I think it has an influence on us, and not the bad ones, but the good ones.
Very well. So my final question to you, Mom, will be, are you aware of African Americans' history, traditional cultural traditions, spiritual practices and beliefs?
Well, I don't know much deeper, but a bit that I know is they were taken forcefully from some part of West African countries to the Caribbeans and to the Americans and other parts of the Western world, and for them to be slaves and all that. Okay, so well, cultural tradition, I don't know much about that, but their beliefs, I believe they are more connected to nature. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about their
Great.
beliefs.
So thank you for coming on the Retenese Sankofa channel, and I'm grateful to have you talk to us on the Retene channel. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Well, so these are few response from Ghanaians, what they know about African Americans culture, history, and then some beliefs. My name once again, Kofi, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching also. Don't forget to subscribe to the Retene Sankofa channel, like our video, share, and then also smash the bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Medase. Akwaba.